On Interview Part 2. I asked John if there was any particular reason why the film The Secret was released at this time. In other words, is there anything about the present situation in the world that makes the publicizing of these once hidden techniques more appropriate now than, say, 10 years ago? He indicated that perhaps the people were in the right place at the right time to bring this information to light. Rhonda Byrne had developed a deep appreciation for the laws of the universe, and with her production company in Australia, she had the will and the means to share ways to help people. It just so happened that many of the people that appeared in the film were attending a leadership and transformational meeting in Aspen, and Rhonda brought her TV crew to the meeting and was able to tape major portions of the film at that location. This, combined with the modern age of technology and the vast networks represented by the film's participants, enabled the film and its message to reach millions upon millions of people that might otherwise have been left wanting. Is there a secret agenda being Rosicrucian? I could not help but notice the frequency with which the word Rosicrucian flashed between speakers in the film. John indicated that wisdom is wisdom, and anyone who searches out universal laws will run into the various lists of secret organizations. He thought that some of the people connected to the movie were probably Rosicrucian, and that he also, in addition to studying Mayan and other mystery teachings, had also studied Rosicrucian teachings. This relatively sequestered order has come to the forefront of late and is receiving greater publicity. However, John felt that there is only a sincere altruistic desire on the part of those connected to the film to bring much that has been hidden into the mainstream for all to share. Trying to glance ahead, I asked John where he saw the world in 2012 and if he felt that there was enough time, given the current state of world affairs and changing climatic conditions, to turn things around for humanity before possible global disaster. John's response should have been a lesson and inspiration for all. I do not believe that there is a negative bone left in his body. John said, I do not see anything in the world that is going to stop human development. I am certainly not afraid or frightened by anything that is going on. I see that there are always two sides to an event. If we look for one side, the downside, we go into doomsday. If we look at the upside, we go into fantasyland. But if we look at both of them, we see that nature is simply remodeling things, and whoever has the clearest intention is the one that moves in that direction. I truly believe that there is a field of intelligence that is far greater than our human intellect, and I think that it is doing fine, and that we are just waking up to it, and we are learning along the way, and we remodel ourselves accordingly. But I really don't have any fear about what's going on in the world. I see a balance. I see that there is build and destroy. If you look at the earth from the most ancient times, you see that there was spring and fall somewhere in the world at all times. Summer and winter is always somewhere. So what you have is build and destroy. And so humans are manifesting the course of build and destroy and remodeling in their cities their own physiology. In our thoughts, we build ourselves up and beat ourselves down. In nature, we do it. In our cities, we do it. In our environment, we do it. Probing this a little further, I asked John if he felt that society had hit rock bottom and that there was a lot of fear in the world. John said that he did not wake each morning with fear for what is happening in the world. He said, I look at things in such a way where I ask, how does whatever happen to me, either positive or negative, serve me? He went on to say, fear is an assumption that you are about to experience more pain than pleasure, more loss than gain, more negative than positive, more challenge than support, from somebody or yourself. If we have those perceptions, then of course we are going to react and withdraw. Fear is really an unrealistic expectation. It is wiser to go back and look at the balance of things so that fear dissolves. As Buckminster Fuller said, pollution is simply a resource we have yet to find use for. John added that we need to find the order hidden in our daily chaos, and that despite polarity, he feels that the world has a heart. We then explored the notion of divine intelligence. John said, to those who believe no proof is necessary, to those who don't, no proof is possible, and it is not wise to waste words on those who seek not. He then mentioned the Demartini method, that is a very profound way of helping people see that the events that are occurring in their life are synchronous, are synthesized, and imply an intelligence far greater than our own awareness. He said that he can demonstrate this repeatedly on a very deep level and in such a profound way that it literally involves the physics of life. He sees these concepts growing in strength and in numbers and infiltrating the business, financial, educational, and scientific communities. I could not help but wonder if John felt that he still had any barriers that he personally had left to cross. Was there anything in his life that he would like to alter? The response is a lesson for all, since we often go through life beating ourselves up of things we think we should or could have done differently. John said, "I don't think of it that way. No matter what I've done or not done, I'm worthy of love. Anytime I think I need some kind of fixing, it's because I haven't looked at myself more thoroughly, so I don't put myself into a moral illusion that I need improvement or any of those things." Albert Einstein said something. If God is omnipotent and omnipresent and omniscient, then every human action, reaction, and aspiration in life is part of the divine plan. So I don't look back and say, "Oops, I messed up here. I should have done this," or "I should have done that." I don't live that way. With regard to what changes he would like to see on a worldwide scale, he said that there would be toilet paper in all the Johns across the world. On a serious vein, he said that he felt all the people on the entire planet have within them a deep sense of love. They just don't see it. He indicated that it is not about fixing the world, because when you focus on fixing, you create the equal and opposite, and thereby actually add to the problems. People need to see the magnificence of themselves and the world in which they live, and love people and the world for whom and what it is. This is what creates the transformation. In bringing up my co-authored book, Waking God, I mentioned that we, myself and my co-author, felt that religion was perhaps the single most important obstacle people had to overcome in order to utilize the principles of The Secret. The interview was winding down, but we began to discuss this issue in a way that may upset those who seek not. John said, "When we subordinate ourselves to the religious systems, we basically stop opening up our religious hearts." "Can you practice The Secret and do Hail Marys at the same time?" was my next line of thought. John replied, "That is contradictory. I would say that if there is a divine order, divine intelligence, and divine love, and divine wisdom and beauty in everything, then where is God not?" He explained that if we think we see some place or person where we think God is not, then we must re-examine ourselves and our own perceptions about what we think we see. If we see something out of order, then it is our job to go back and to look again. John indicated that any human being we see on the outside reflects what is in our inside. If there is something that you cannot love about them, then there is a part of you that you feel is unworthy of love. Because the universe is a form of a single source, all is connected and all is entangled. This raised the last question concerning the role that our subconscious minds play in impeding our personal growth. John said that we develop values based upon what we think we are missing or lacking in life. If we lack money, we value money. If we lack love, we value love. If we lack a nice home, friends, or a good job, we place them in our value system. Whatever is most perceived as missing, we value. Review and act upon the world according to these values. Then we see those that appear to have all that we perceive we lack, aka movie stars, business leaders, etc. We now subordinate ourselves to them. We feel that they have what we lack. By putting those people on a pedestal, we subordinate ourselves to them and their values. Now our own true values recede into our subconscious. We are now trying to be someone else, someone we are not. We attempt to imitate these other people. Now our world is filled with shoulds and ought to haves. But we still have our own values that become subconscious, and another's values become conscious, and we act like somebody we are not. This raises a moral dilemma. We now try to do something that is not ours. Perhaps we try to be a singer, artist, or writer, and yet we really have no talent for these occupations. We aspire to be an actor, but we have no acting ability. Now you bang your head against the wall trying to be someone you are not. You have entered a fantasy world, and efforts to manifest that reality are bound to fail. Our desires must be true if we are to create our reality utilizing the principles in The Secret. I asked John if he felt that there was a kind of conspiracy to prevent the masses from utilizing the principles of The Secret. Ever the politician, John answered that if you challenge another's existing paradigm and value systems, they will close it off and try to prevent it. All is linked, and we must learn to love everyone, no matter who or what they are. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you agree or feel differently. And thanks for watching.